particular video or topic that I have for you guys today, I know that it will be a little bit like it will be a little bit uncomfortable, probably triggering for some persons. So I just want to drop the disclaimer. If you know you'll be triggered, please do not watch this video, okay? Because I am here to spill nothing but the truth. Trust me, these points that I present before you guys today are basically things that I have learned from my own personal mistakes, my own personal experience, and that of friends and society as well. So basically, just find rest in knowing that these points are well founded, and you really want to tune in till the end of this video. So with that said, today's topic is going to be about 4 insecurities that will set your relationship up for failure. So your number 1 insecurity is your constant fear of being dumped or cheated on. Relationships are not meant for people who are afraid to be naked with someone. Okay, so if you are that guy or that girl that has this internal secret fear that you might get dumped or you might get cheated on by your partner, that just goes a long way to show that you have internal issues, inner work that needs to be done, that needs to get addressed, and that needs to get settled. Okay, and if you do not prioritize this, if you do not see it that way, what it basically also means is that you probably won't even date yourself. Okay, it means because thoughts and feelings like that is stemming up from a deep feeling that you are not good enough. So therefore you will always have that fear on your conscience that, okay, what if this person sees my scars? What if they cheat on me? What if they dump me for a better person? Okay, so that is not a healthy mindset that you want to go into a relationship with, because it will force you to most likely be someone that you're not, and you would always have to put on like a different mask each time when you're with the person that you love. So this is not something that you want to put yourself through, okay, because it is simply not healthy. And another thing is, when you have that constant fear of being cheated on or dumped, it will force you to do things to your partner that you normally wouldn't do in order to protect that fear, in order to protect that thing that you fear would cause that cheating or breakup or whatever the case might be. And if your partner should find out or probably see the signals and they do not understand it because you're not being honest with them, it might cause them to resent you on some type of way, and this will not be good, especially if their intentions were pure all along. So this is something that you want to trade very carefully with. And I want to advise you, if you have such insecurities, you need to work on it. You need to work on it. You shouldn't be out there looking for a partner, okay? Relationships are meant for mature minds, people who have done the inner work on themselves, and not someone who is still scared that their past might, hurt them, or their past still holds power against them, basically. So the second insecurity is inequality in your perception of your partner. So yeah, before I dive into that, let me just clarify what I mean by inequality. It is that situation where you feel like your partner is not on the same level as you. Okay, you either feel like they are on a higher level. It could be because of their social status, or it could be because of the kind of jobs that they are working, or it could be their bank account, or it could be almost anything at all. It might also be about the kind of friends that they associate themselves with. So you feel like you're not quite on their level. I don't know if you understand what I mean. So if you've ever find yourself in a type of relationship where you feel like you have to put on like a much more polished, a much more clean and perfect version of yourself in order to not be perceived as less, that is what it means. That is the feeling that I am describing. That is the inequality that I am describing. This is a very, very serious problem that I feel people do not talk about often. This is also one of the reasons why you see people going out of their way to impress the person that they say that they love. Because if you love the person, this person, you do not have to be like completely out of your own personal alignment in order to make them pleased with you. If you constantly find yourself in a situation like that with your partner, it will always lead to a burnout. And trust me guys, I know this because I have also been there. Like I've actually been there. I have lived that life and I have seen how it can be very destructive. Sadly enough, I did not know that it was that bad at the time. I never even knew that it was such a thing. And trust me, that inequality gap is actually a thing. So personally for me, I feel like in the actual sense, in the realistic sense, money doesn't really have much effect when it comes to inequality. So the major factor that has the most effect is when there is like a personality, like a personality gap. That is the inequality that I am referring to. Okay, so if it's a money inequality, there are still healthy ways that you and your partner can both work around it, that it will not cause a break. When it comes to the money aspect, there can always be a balance, but when it comes to personality gap, whew, it is hard. It is hard, girl. It is really really hard. And the worst part is, if it does not get addressed, it can eventually foster, it could turn into this thing where you're just where you constantly have the need to put on a different mask just to please your partner, and you will come to eventually resent them for that, because as you grow older and you begin to really understand yourself and respect yourself more, you might hate yourself for putting on or being a different person with this person. It basically never works. So this doesn't mean that it is wrong for you to do things that are a little bit uncomfortable for you just to please your partner, especially if you are trying to speak their love language. What this basically means is that if that thing that you're doing to please them or to get their attention or just to make them happy or whatever the case might be is something that completely takes you out of your values and your beliefs, it is just not going to work. This is why I spoke in my video over here about patterns and values and belief systems. If you do not align in your values and belief system, this is when things like this tend to occur. And when something like this happens, it just shows that you guys are not compatible, okay? Because your belief systems and your values are not just the same. It's not compatible. So it's impossible for you to build a healthy relationship with such a person. If you happen to have a partner that is very, very understanding and very emotionally intelligent, you could bring it up to them. You could talk to them, and if they understand, they might find a balance between it. But if the talk does not yield positive results, girl or guy, that is a clear sign that you guys are just not going to work. So number 3 insecurity is when you have a constant need to always prove your identity. Yes, I am the guy, I am the man, don't talk to me that way. Or I am a banker, how dare you say such a thing? I am this, I am that. Whew. If you have this constant need to always remind the person you're in a relationship with who you are as a person each time, it just goes a long way to show that someone you obviously are not, you're not quite there yet. Like, you're not mentally there yet, and that is just a toxic situation to be in. I don't really know what it is, but I just have an issue with people who have to constantly remind their partners that I am a faithful person, don't say that to me, or this and that. Like, it just does not make sense. Because first of all, if you constantly have to tell someone that I am a good girl, I am a good girl, I am a good girl, I do not deserve this, I am good, it means that you most likely do not believe that you are good. And if you believe that, which is the case, it could also be, it might mean that your actions are not showing that enough, or your partner is just happens to be ignorant and they probably do not see that you're actually good. But whichever the case might be, whenever you have to constantly just prove yourself or explain yourself to please your partner, to prove that you're truly that person, it means that someone, either you or it could also be your partner, someone is having a gap in understanding. And without understanding, without real understanding, and I'm talking about that kind of understanding where you do not have to say all the words and your partner gets you, like they see you, they see what you're doing, they understand. If you do not have that kind of understanding between you and your partner, the communication would not flow. And understanding and communication, they kind of go hand in hand. They are basically one of the strongest pillars to every relationship. So if you have this understanding gap between the two of you, the relationship will eventually crumble. So the fourth insecurity, guys, is hiding. Yes, hiding certain details of your past. Yes, yes, yes. And especially in this generation of ours, my generation, I once stumbled upon this post on Instagram where a lady has had certain, skeletons from her past relationships. So now she's in a new relationship, and I think they had an issue or a problem in the relationship where she was required to now talk about that secret from the past that she never intended to share with her partner. So in the process of sharing that secret with her partner, with her current partner, he did not take it well. And the story was not really the part that fascinated me. The part that fascinated me, ladies and gentlemen, was the comment section. I scrolled through the comment section and I was amazed at the number of people who believe that details of one's past should be kept from their partners. Like, are you guys for real? Are you for real? Are you for real? Like, you've done things in the past, okay? Like you've done things that definitely would have an effect on your current life, and you decide that you're going to keep that away from the person that you are dedicating the rest of your life to. How is that fair? That is not fair. And on the flip side of it is that should you decide to conceal such secrets here, some of them, in fact, they always find a way back to haunt you in the future. So this is why you want to avoid keeping those secrets in the first place. So if you're someone with that secret, and I don't necessarily have to mention those things, yeah? Like, there are like big things, like big ass mistake or big unfortunate events that you have experienced in your past, right? If you're someone who is planning to go into a relationship with such secrets, and you have decided in your heart that you're not going to tell it to your partner, you're going to keep it away from them, so that they do not use it against you, or so that it does not destroy the relationship. That relationship is already destroyed the moment you made that decision. And I feel like sometimes people come and they say things like, oh, well, it's in the past, it's all forgotten, it's buried, like I don't even remember it anymore. That is a big lie. You do remember it. You do remember it. And the funny thing is, in your heart that you're keeping this thing away from them. If you're someone walking into a relationship with such things in mind that you plan to conceal as a box to never be opened again, you are wrong. You are so wrong. It's like you're coming into the relationship with a time bomb, and that relationship is already doomed before it even began. So I'm not going to talk too much on that. And yeah, guys, that is it. If you have any other contributions or subtractions, or maybe a few alterations here and there concerning the insecurities, the tips, or the points that I have mentioned in this video, feel free to share that in the comment section down below. Also, share this video to people in your platform that it will be beneficial to. You never know, you could be saving someone from making a very serious, heartbreaking, depressing decision of their life. So Of course, share this video, like it, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and of course turn on my bell post notifications so I can get notified whenever I drop a new upload on this channel. And well, yeah, that's it for this video. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.